Welcome back to Breaking Point. I'm David Hilder. I just want to put out a breaking point today. A terrorism poll made by CNN a couple weeks ago. CNN put a poll out whether or not people would be willing to give up civil liberties to fight terrorism. These liberties would include email and cell phone monitoring and increasing the presence of police possibly. 4 out of 10 Americans, that's 40%, say that they are willing to actually give up some civil liberties to fight terrorism. Well, first of all, I find this poll completely ridiculous and appalling because it questions our civil liberties in the first place. Why should America have to give up civil liberties to fight terror? The government itself said that the best way to fight terrorism is to move on with our lives and to be strong. An example I could put out: businesses in Copley Square and Boylston Street, Boston, suffer from this tragedy but are doing better than ever. Police officers are not even charging parking tickets. People are encouraged to not forget about this, to remember the incident, but to not fear, as that is the whole point of terrorism, to put terror in the public. Now, the question is here, would in fact cutting back civil liberties help the overall fight against terrorism? Well, no, not really. And I say this is because monitoring the police monitoring email, cell phone, is not helping fight terrorism, but is an intrusion of privacy. The reason why this terrorist attack happened in the first place in Boston is the failed connection between the FBI and TSA. Tamerlan Tsarnaev left the country to go to Dagestan for 6 months. The FBI was following a lead on him, but when he came back, the FBI failed to report that they were still, after even dropping the lead on Tamerlan, they still needed to report that Tamerlan Tsarnaev is a possible, needs to be put on a watch list and report to TSA. So that way when Tamerlan Tsarnaev did come back to the country, a red flag would be posted and that he would be closely watched. But since the FBI failed to do this, miscommunication, which should have been learned in 9/11, now Boston bombings had happened. Again, Lindsey Graham stated this, that it was a failed communication between government, which was updated after 9/11. I thought this lesson was learned. Well, obviously not. Also, another connection to this is the Benghazi attack, as the presidency and the Obama administration once again denies any type of failure to comply and said that they did everything they can. Lindsey Graham, again, the senator of South Carolina, said that the Obama administration is putting a political smokescreen and not allowing 3 whistleblowers to communicate and tell their story to the public. Because, and why does the presidency do this? And why does the Obama administration do this? Because they don't want to be embarrassed that they failed to protect those 7 who were killed. More on this information later on. I will continue following the Benghazi story. Also, later on, we will be discussing Syria and the possible decisions that the Obama administration will make if in fact the Assad regime did cross a red line. More on that later on. Thank you for listening.